Now, joining us is somebody who I feel like we ought to just salute. Jim Tucker, sports writer, political writer for some of the biggest syndicates in the country, old-fashioned gumshoes, semi-retired now, former editor of American Free Press, still one of the editors there, and who's been shot at in Portugal and laughed at by the national media, saying this guy believes there's an imaginary elite group meeting. He's got the only guy who's got real Bilderberg sources. He has he's been proven to have the sources over and over again, saying, Bush in 1 month will announce that he's for carbon taxes. No one believed it. Boom, happened. The Berlin Wall will fall in 1 year. Boom, happened. They will fire Margaret Thatcher in 6 months. Boom, happened. Over and over again. They will now lower gas prices from 150 to below 50. Boom, happened. And over and over again, the intel we get. Last year, they're going to start censoring the internet. They're going to announce their Bank of the World. Boom, that was the agenda. So nobody's got sources like Jim Tucker at AmericanFreePress.net. His biography available at AmericanFreePress.net is absolutely vital. Jim Tucker's Bilderberg Diary. And he joins us here today to give us as much inside scoop on the meeting. Normally, that's in early June. Every 4 years, generally in North America. Will it be in Maryland? Will it be in Virginia? Will it be in the East Coast of Canada? Or will it be in Chicago? We're going to get the latest intel from Jim Tucker with, of course, Mark Anderson, roving editor of AmericanFreePress.net, riding shotgun with us. Jim, good to have you with us.
Oh, it's always fun.
Well, we salute you, my friend. You're the real deal. How does it feel, and then we'll get the latest info, to be totally vindicated in royal flush fashion? Everything you've talked about for 35 years, all come true.
Oh, it feels good.
I mean, what was it like talking about the New World Order and being laughed at, and now it's all in the open?
Well, I think I've told you this before, but my experience was, as you said, 30 years with major newspapers and smaller dailies, where the wire machines always tick at my ear, and I look at every piece of wire copy, not use it all, the newspaper can, but go through every piece of it, and not be aware of Bilderberg. So when I came to work for Liberty Lobby, the ancestor of American Free Press in 1975, I was asked what I thought about Bilderberg. And I thought he thought about Limburger cheese.
Jim, let me interrupt you, which I'm famous for. You're a little too close to your phone. Can you back it off from your mouth a bit? It's a little distorted.
Is this better?
That's better. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So I was given a file on, a very sketchy file at that time, on Bilderberg, where late great Westbrook Tegler had written 2 columns on Bilderberg, although he did not know they called himself Bilderberg. 1957, off Jekyll Island, North Carolina. He got some telephone tips about the island being sealed off, only limousines and helicopters landing. Helicopters was a brand new thing then. People getting out of big black limousines and going into this building that's guarded by uniformed cops and armed plainclothes type of cops, and not being like Westbrook Tegler, not being like Drew Pearson. Westbrook Tegler actually flew down there to check out the story, and he got his binoculars, and being he found a tall tree. Being a world traveler, he could identify large numbers of international financiers, heads of state from Europe, high officials, our State Department, Department of Defense, high figure from the White House always there to keep the president informed. The American president can attend that to do it here because every minute of their day is accounted for by the press. So, two heavy columns just raises the questions. Why are these distinguished people meeting in private? What is their secret? Why do they want to make the very meeting itself secret? If I got through with Westbrook years and not know who Bilderberg is.
And now you forced them to cover it. Let's shift gears here. This is an election year. That's when they were last here 4 years ago. What is your latest intel? Because I know even for mid-level members, they're not told until a few weeks before, so you generally don't learn from your source until 2 weeks before or so. What is the intel you're getting so far, if any, Jim, on where the vaunted meeting is going to take place?
Well, as soon as we find out, we'll put it on our Facebook page. Not wait for the newspaper. Just go to the Facebook page and get it the same day as we know. So far, it's extremely difficult. The sources have been so reliable for the last 15 and 20 years, and being able to nail them because he is of Bilderberg quality. He's an international financier, and he's talked to these people as an individual, as an acquaintance.
Hey, how tapped do you think your phone is?
Certainly it is tapped because I have an unlisted number that's not published for defensive reasons, and people still call me who've never been given the number. I've been told it's tapped.
Well, you found bugs in your hotel room. You've been shot at. That was Portugal when they shot at you, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I remember when I was checking into a little town with the first being about 40 miles from Atlanta, and of course I always take the cheapest room possible, as long as it's a smoking room, save the company money, and I was all settled in, getting ready to settle in, pulling my other pair of socks out of the drawer, when they came down to me and said, we put you in the wrong room. Your room is 135, not 125 or whatever. So I trot down there, and after about an hour or so, lunch and newspapers, I rolled back. I had a message to call somebody, but to use a public phone, not my phone. So I called this guy who's been with the CIA for a lot of years and was now a good friend and champion of exposing Bilderberg. Called me and said, your phone is tapped. So is your chair. You can pull the microphones out of your chair, but leave them on the phone itself so they'll think it's that you're completely bugged. But always remember, when you're on that phone, somebody's listening.
Incredible. Now, we've got Mark Anderson riding shotgun. Pop in any time. Mark, you've got points you want to make. So you have no intel right now on where it's going to be, is what you're saying, Jim?
Yes, and as soon as we do, we'll tell you.
Well, what do you think of them saying it's going to be Haifa over in Israel? Because, I mean, isn't it always every 4 years in North America, or do they ever break with that sometimes?
I've not been able to confirm anything about this Israel thing. I kind of doubt it, but I'm still trying to check it out.
What does your gut tell you? I mean, if they're going to be having the G8 summit at Camp David, and they're going to be having NATO in Chicago, I mean, don't they like to be in the U.S. when there's a big election every 4 years?
Well, they don't always tell it to elections because their orders are carried out anyway. They own both horses of a two-horse race. Ever since and after Richard Nixon, every president after Richard Nixon has been a member of the Trilateral Commission of Junior Varsity before becoming president or vice president. So in both parties. So they always own, as I said, those horses of a two-horse race.
Sure. Let me raise this point. Mark Anderson, are you still there?
Yeah, I can chime in anytime. I do think that the every 4 years presidential race is a pretty good barometer, and I think that despite all their pseudo-sophistication, these people are somewhat predictable. I'd say it's a high likelihood it'll be in North America this year, although not guaranteed. They trotted out Barack Obama in '08 and, got their imprimatur on him. I believe back in the early 90s, they also trotted out the obscure Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton and said, will he do? Can we put him in the White House? And everybody nodded and said, sure, a little gamey, but we'll go with him and all that. And so, they do have to get somebody lined up for president that will get the nod of these chess players.
Just like Gordon Brown or Tony Blair or any of them, or Von Rompuy of the EU. What about this, Jim? What about this point that a lot of times about trilateral commission meetings would have happened, or Bilderberg steering? Do you have any intel on the last steering meeting and what is front and center on their agenda right now? Last time you got a snapshot. Can you give us that data point? What's on their agenda?
Who are you asking?
You, Jim.
Okay. Their agenda remains a war with Israel, with spending mostly American money and shedding mostly American blood and backup type of things. So paint this Iran leader as a bloody-handed threat, so we can go to war. But the good news is they are failing miserably, as they have for the last several years. They've been trying to get this war going now for this last Bilderberg meeting, and they're failing miserably because there's growing public awareness. I've said before, last year in Switzerland, we had 1,200 people there. 200 of them were reporters, either broadcast reporters or newspaper reporters, and drove them wild. And because the American patriots are very good about calling and writing their senators and congressmen, now no senator or congressman dares go for political reasons. He won't say, he'll tell his Bilderberg, but it's why he can't go. But the reason he can't go is because of the phone calls he'll get. People say, I'll never vote for you again. And then their elections get closer. We've had a couple of upset elections as a result. The Tea Party is going strong as a result. And American patriotism is.
All right, so people are really waking up. Jim, how long do you think you're going to continue to be able to, cover Bilderberg? Because you've done such an incredible job over the years. I mean, you've said in the past you'll never stop. And I was talking to Mark. He said that you're healthier and got more energy than ever.
Well, I'm doing fine. I just carry this cane along because I'm a freelance song and dance man.
So you're carrying a cane now, huh?
Well, for the last 2 years. In fact, it has a lot of fringe benefits. When you go into the airport, in the section where they invite cripples in a very short line because they're cripples, they give you a wheelchair, they push you around, you tell them where your gate is, they know exactly where to go, you don't have to go up escalators.
Do you like the TSA groping?
Well, what's that?
You know how the TSA now likes to stick their hands down people's pants. What do you think of that?
I'm not trying with my pants.
So you don't like it, yeah.
Because one expense we should undertake is to get some toilet-trained, literate guards at the airports. They pay $8 an hour now, which is below the minimum wage in most states. So they get these illiterate donkeys, and the illiterate donkeys are more likely to try to grab a woman, to touch a woman intimately than the normal people.
Well, it's all part of teaching us. The TSA's caught running sex rings, pedophile rings. I mean, what do you expect? Jim, anything else you think that we should know that's really important coming up? Anything you want to impart to the audience? And the same thing to Mr. Anderson.
Well, certainly I want to say do not let up. We have been winning. We should celebrate our victories, but not be so overconfident that victory turns into defeat. Let's never stop telling the our American politicians and State Department people and other major departments like Defense and Treasury.
Well, yeah, because exposure is only one part of the equation. We've got to keep exposing and then demand justice. What do you think of Corzine stealing millions and getting away with it publicly?
Very unimpressed. I mean, you can be smart, but you can also be criminally smart.
Now, both of you are going to be there this year, regardless if it's in Europe or if it's in Timbuktu or if it's in the United States or Canada. Both of you are going to be there?
Yes.
It would seem so. You know, of course, that's always predicated on resources providing, you know, provided we have the resources to do so. Like any other news organization, things are kind of lean. But I'll just add, because I've got to cut out here, but I'll just add that Nicholas Burns told a Chicago Council on Global Affairs audience last night that, you know, reconstituting and redefining NATO is a huge thing, and they want to move to the Pacific Rim and Asia and contain China. It's another big thing, and team up with Australia and New Zealand, and a huge thing is the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to say bye to both of you off air here in just a moment, but I want to thank Jim Tucker. I want to thank Mark Anderson, AmericanFreePress.net. You can find their Facebook. Mark, on the top of your head, what's the Facebook address for American Free Press?
I actually don't know.
Hey, it's all right. It's linked up on the website, and we'll find out during the break and plug it after the break. Our site's Infowars.com. Let me say bye to both of you right now.